Prime Minister has backed ASIO boss Mike Burgess's decision to keep the identity of a former MP involved with an international spy ring a secret, despite pressure from former coalition figures. Joining me now is Independent MP Kylea Tink. Hi there, Kylea. Thank you for joining us. So let's talk about this decision about ASIO. Do you think that all sides of the political spectrum should be backing this decision to keep it a secret, keep the identity a secret?
I do, Leigh. I think, more often than not in this country, we see bad politics get in the way of good policy. And we have an organisation of the status of ASIO, and I trust that if the heads of ASIO have made the call that it is best to keep the identity of this person unknown, I'm prepared to back that in. It's very difficult to see calls to name this person as anything other than party politics. And quite frankly, I think the most important thing for all of us to know is that this person's no longer involved in politics. So that's good news for all of us as we all move forward into this next decade of, what our country looks like.
Even though some politicians are concerned that what they have told this person might have been leaked, they might have been compromised in some way.
Well, that's difficult for me to comment because I tend to come from a place and space which is I don't think you should be telling anyone anything that you're not 100% sure that you should be sharing. So I come back to that point that, at the moment I think this is political point scoring. We're seeing it too often in politics in Australia at the moment, and most Australians just want to know that what we're doing right now is focused on helping them with cost of living pressures, is helping them with the things that are keeping them awake at night, and knowing the name of somebody who is no longer involved in politics I don't think is going to change their day today.
I completely agree that we should have good policies as opposed to focusing too much on, political optics. So let's bring that into the debate around cost of living. Some people are saying that these inquiries aren't going to do anything, or that this price gouging by supermarkets is actually just scapegoating. Your thoughts?
Look, I think what we do know is there's a number of things that the government can do straight away that'll have an immediate impact on cost of living. The one that keeps coming to mind is actually the fuel efficiency standards. The fuel efficiency standards that are currently being discussed in Australia will be good for every single Australian, regardless of what you choose to drive, because more fuel efficient vehicles cost less to run. They use less petrol, even if you're using a petrol vehicle. So I think, again, what's really important, Leigh, and I think most Australians are already doing this, is actually looking beyond the party politicking to go, what is really on offer here? How is this going to help me tomorrow? I think the work around the supermarkets does need to be done. I come from rural and regional Australia. I grew up in a town called Coonabarabran. So I know just how difficult it is for primary producers at the gate to get the prices they want for the produce that is flowing through to our supermarkets. We've seen a massive change in the way that we shop in Australia over the last 20 to 30 years. We do effectively have a duopoly in this country at the moment, and I think it is important that we are applying appropriate scrutiny to those grocery processors to make sure that Australians truly are getting the best deal, while the producers are also being looked after when it comes to where that produce is coming from.
For sure. So in the rural regions, there will be a lot of drivers of utes and trucks. What about these concerns that these fuel efficiency standards may drive up, prices of utes?
It's a blatant mistruth, Leigh, and I can't be more direct than that. There is no evidence in any other part of the world of the case where when fuel efficiency standards have come in, it's meant an increase in price to a single motor vehicle model. The truth of the matter is, and what people really need to be aware of, is a fuel efficiency standard means that our motor manufacturers will have a budget that they have to work through each year. They can still sell every inefficient vehicle they want to in this country as long as they are selling more efficient vehicles at the other end of it. I think the other thing I really want to make the point of at the moment, one of the most popular vehicles in this country at the moment is the Isuzu D-Max. If you own and drive an Isuzu D-Max in the UK, it is currently running 20% more efficiently than the Isuzu D-Max we have here in Australia. For no other reason then we don't have fuel efficiency standards. So, you know, I think the main thing here is, as Australians, as drivers, we deserve to have access to the same vehicles that those in New Zealand have, that those in Canada have, that those in America have, that those in the EU have. The only people who are driving the same vehicles as us at the moment are the Russians. And I don't think that in any other case in this nation we look to emulate Russian policy. But for some reason, we have this current political play rolling out where, you know, the opposition wants us to keep actually funding dirty vehicle profits for manufacturers who just won't give us the good stuff.
Yeah, and we have a lot more ground to cover when it comes to driving too. Such a big country. Thanks so much for your discussion today. That's Kylea Tink, Independent MP.